Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Newsbrowse News broadcast. The Manitoba government has announced a $15 million investment to revitalize Winnipeg's historic Pantages Playhouse Theater. This century-old venue, recognized as a National Historic Site, has been closed since 2018 due to aging infrastructure requiring costly renovations. Premier Wab Kiinu stated that this funding will ensure future generations can experience arts and culture at the theater. The Winnipeg Symphony Orchestra, in collaboration with the Performing Arts Consortium of Winnipeg, is leading the renovation efforts, aiming to modernize the theater's stage, acoustics, and overall capacity to approximately 1,100 seats. Officials hope to reopen the venue by 2029 and are seeking an additional $22 million from the federal government to complete the project. The Pantages Playhouse Theater, which once hosted legendary performers like Charlie Chaplin and Ella Fitzgerald, holds significant cultural importance for Winnipeg. Global News. According to preliminary data from Statistics Canada, as reported by Global News, Canada's international student enrollment has significantly decreased, returning to levels seen during the early years of the COVID-19 pandemic. Following the federal government's implementation of a student visa cap in January 2024, the number of full-time international students in public post-secondary institutions has dropped. The data indicates a 4% decrease for the 2024-2025 academic year, and a substantial 26% drop for 2025-2026. Ontario, which previously hosted a large proportion of international students, has experienced the steepest decline, with college enrollment seeing a particularly sharp fall. This trend is attributed to government measures aimed at controlling the number of temporary residents in the country. A Sea-Doo rider has been injured after a high-speed collision with a gray whale off of Vancouver Beach, with the animal's fate remaining unclear. The incident occurred on Monday evening near Siwash Rock off Stanley Park and was captured on video from multiple angles, prompting gasps from onlookers. Royal Canadian Marine Search and Rescue reported responding to a Mayday call around 7:35 p.m. The Sea-Doo operator was ejected from the craft, received first aid on a nearby yacht in a rescue vessel, and was then transported to shore by ambulance. The Federal Fisheries Department is aware of the incident and is attempting to assess any injuries to the whale. While the whale's health could not be fully accessed, it was seen surfacing to breathe. Marine Search and Rescue emphasized that all boaters are responsible for maintaining situational awareness and operating their vessels at a safe speed. Vessels must keep a distance of at least 100 meters from all whales in Canadian waters. Jackie Hildering of the Marine Education and Research Society noted the whale might be nutritionally stressed and feeding in a highly urbanized area, adding it is not the well-known whale dubbed Little Patch. This report is from the Canadian Press. Claire Elise Brasso, a 49-year-old Toronto resident battling severe mental health conditions including bipolar I disorder, PTSD, and disordered eating, is seeking an urgent court exemption to access medical assistance in dying. MAID. Brasso argues that Canada's current MAID legislation, which excludes individuals whose sole underlying condition is mental illness, violates her charter rights. She has lost hope in the legal fight to change the exclusion and is experiencing unrelenting suffering. Brasso's lawyer, Michael Fenrick, stated that federal lawyers missed a deadline to respond to their constitutional challenge, further delaying a resolution. The expansion of MAID eligibility to include those with mental illness has been delayed twice, with the current planned implementation in March 2027. Brasso emphasizes the personal toll of these delays, urging for government action. Critics of expanding MAID for mental illness raise concerns about the certainty of recovery and the ability to consent, while advocates argue the exclusion reflects ongoing stigma and violates rights. Radio Canada International reports. Advocates for Nova Scotians with disabilities are voicing concerns that the provincial government has failed to adequately consult individuals affected by an overhaul of housing support and other vital services. Victoria Lavac, who lives with cerebral palsy, and Anne-Louise Desrosiers, a caregiver for her son with Williams syndrome, highlighted these shortcomings after observing government officials present their plan at the legislature. The province is currently working on a remedy to address systemic discrimination against people with disabilities in accessing housing and community supports, a measure mandated by a 2021 appeal court decision. While some progress has been made, advocates like Lavac emphasize the critical need for direct engagement with disabled Nova Scotians to ensure no one falls through the cracks. The government is expected to release an annual progress report on the matter later this month. From Global News. That's all for this video. Thank you for watching. See you in the next video.